You're welcome to another episode of Fertility Talk with Olarunke Thaddeus. And today, I have an interesting discussion to share with you. Have you observed that some women would have male characteristics, like you will see some women with deep voice, some with mustache, some with badness, and some with excessive hair growth on their body? Have you? Okay, if you've noticed this, then this brings me to the topic for today, which is PCOS, polycystic ovarian syndrome. Okay, it is common among women of reproductive age, and you know, PCOS is a global issue. It's an issue that affects all races. Okay, so it is not only found in Africa, almost everywhere, or it affects all women. Okay, it affects a lot of women, not all women. It affects a lot of women. PCOS is an hormonal disorder. It can start as early as puberty age, or you could develop it later. When PCOS is developed later, it's usually associated with weight gain. PCOS is quite notorious for male pattern characteristics. So how do you know that you have PCOS? How do you know? One of the symptoms or the signs to know that you have PCOS is that your period will be irregular menstrual period. In fact, if you count the numbers of time you menstruate in a year, maybe maximum of 9 times. It could be lower than that, in some very bad cases of PCOS. So apart from having irregular menstrual flow, you can have a prolonged menstrual flow. If you have PCOS, you discover that your menstrual flow is heavy, it's quite heavy, so all these are signs that, there could be PCOS, you could have PCOS. Another signs or symptoms that you observe if you have PCOS is that the level of your androgen would increase. This is a male hormone, okay, and like I've said earlier on, what it does is to let you mimic a male pattern. Maybe you'll see excessive hair on your body, mustache, badness in some, very extreme cases. All these are male patterns. That's to tell you that PCOS, that you have polycystic ovarian syndrome. Another signs or symptoms that you would also notice if you have PCOS is your ovaries. You will have polycystic ovaries. This can be detected during transvaginal scan. So you will need to visit a gynecologist to actually detect this. In the image appearance, they are like small follicles, that has water all around your ovaries. Once this is there, then it is most likely that you have PCOS. So let's talk about causes of PCOS. One of the major causes of PCOS is high insulin. Insulin is that hormone, okay, that breaks down our sugar level. Okay, so when this is not working properly, then your sugar level would be high. And one thing about having PCOS is that it makes you to be very prone to having type 2 diabetics. These are one of the disadvantages of having PCOS. Another causes for PCOS is high level of hydrogen, and like I discussed earlier on, this also has to do with your high level of insulin. Hydrogen is one hormone that is present in the male, and so when you have this as a woman and it's high, then you start experiencing all the features I've discussed earlier on: the excessive hair, the badness, the mustache, the voice change, and stuff like that. Another causes of PCOS is hereditary. So it can be hereditary, meaning that if you go down your history lane, then maybe your mother or your sister or somebody in your family has PCOS. Okay, so you might want to discuss this also with your family member. Let them share their experience with you, their puberty experience, so that you have ideas about what each of your siblings experience during their puberty or during their menstrual cycle or menstrual life. My next topic is complications that could arise as a result of having PCOS. Number one on my list is infertility. Infertility affects a lot of women, and one of the reasons for infertility is PCOS. When you have polycystic ovary, this is one of the effects of having PCOS. So the next subtopic, which is complication that could arise as a result of PCOS. A lot of women are affected with infertility because they have PCOS. Yeah, there are always ways to go about overcoming PCOS, which I'll talk briefly about also. And apart from infertility, women with PCOS are prone to having type 2 diabetics. They are prone to having high blood sugar. They are prone to having high blood pressure. They are prone to having miscarriages. They are prone to having heart issues. They are prone to having, it's a whole lot of complications out there, okay? But the beautiful thing is that all this can be controlled. How do you control PCOS? Number one is a lifestyle. Live and maintain a healthy lifestyle. Slow down on carbohydrates. Exercise regularly, not vigorously. Watch out for anything too sugary. Know fully well that already you have insulin problem. So just watch out on the whole on your food intake. Maintain a healthy lifestyle. Another thing that could help is medication. There are various medications that you can use to manage your PCOS, and you need to talk to an expert about all these drugs. It ranges from birth control pills that contains progestin and estrogen. You can use clomid. You can use metformin, letrozole. But you cannot just go and buy all these drugs. Please take note. It has to be recommended by a doctor, okay? And he'll be able to tell you for how long you are going to be on this drug. Thank you for watching today's episode of Fertility Talk with Olarunke Thaddeus. You can comment below for inquiries or if you want us to discuss any medical topic. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel and follow us on Instagram. For personal consultation, kindly call the numbers on your screen. Thank you.